Is my screen visible?
No.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay, I'll
No.
just reshare once again. Now it's visible?
Yes.
Okay. So, first of all, thanks for inviting us for this opportunity to speak with the students and for the interested candidates who are actually eager to know about cybersecurity and how things work in cybersecurity and how what is a digital footprint and what exactly privacy means. So, I, on behalf of the entire team of Anti Cybercrime Society, I welcome you all for this amazing session. And I thank you, Guru Nanak Public School and Junior College, for having faith in us and inviting us for this wonderful opportunity. And I really hope you all will enjoy the session, right? So, before we actually start with the session, let me brief in short about what we do and who we are. So, Anti Cybercrime Society is an organization that aims at spreading cybercrime awareness among the society. So you all have been knowing that the digital era have been increasing and the dark side of cyber world is also coming. So, and in this digital era, in this netizen time, the only way to be safe from cyber crime is self awareness and self security, right? So you know the term of self defense, right? um, we have been hearing in the society that self defense seekho, but everything is going digital now. When probably we will be at the time of our graduation, or coming down the line from, you can say, about next 4 years or even less, 4 years or even less. I don't think so the countries are there like India, US and all these countries are there. They will actually invest in weapons, in arms and ammunitions, right? So you have been hearing that uh, we have our jet fighter from Russia, right? From We have one jet from France, right? Akash, and we have BrahMos missiles and all that things. But as the time is coming, all this money that is actually spent right now in arms and ammunition will be spent in cyberspace, right? So for the digital border and the digital boundary that is there of India or with the other countries, right? So there will be cyber soldiers who will actually fight for the digital border at our nation or something, right? So cyber war is coming. I mean, it's not even coming. Cyber war has in fact started. You might be hearing in the news quite a lot these days sitting at home, right? So it is very much important that self awareness and self security is important in order to be safe in this cyber world today. So with this aim only, with an aim of Suraksha, Jagrukta and Shakti, so we people started an NGO, a non-profit community that aims at spreading cybercrime awareness, because that is the only way now people can be self-secure. Coming to me, I am Urvesh Thakkar and currently I am working as an executive security researcher at Cybercrime Helpline LLP. Apart from that, I've been working at various companies such as Cyber Agents, Infosys as CISO, and I am a cybercrime intervention officer. So basically, the entire idea and the entire start of Anti-Cybercrime Society was done by me and some of my friends. So I am the president at Anti-Cybercrime Society, right? So now let us directly jump into the session. But there is one thing that I would like to tell you, that I would like to make this session a bit interactive. Okay, so it's not something that कोई आके आया, कोई कुछ बोला और चला गया, right? Probably you all have attended many kind of awareness and webinars, especially in this COVID time, right? And I, I myself as a student know that how at times boring it is to cope up with this digital times that is coming up around us. So it's not something that I'll say do this, do that. What is cyber safety? What is cyber hygiene? ये वेबसाइट पे नहीं जाना चाहिए, वो वेबसाइट पे नहीं जाना चाहिए. It's nothing like that, right? So basically, we live in country which is, we live in India, and we Indians are quite, you can say, imaginary. We are quite vivid. We are quite you know sophisticated by our nature. So if today I say you that don't visit this website, I know many of you will actually visit that website because we have a curious mind, right? So it is not something kind of session that we are going to focus today. It will be a kind of interactive and session which will actually contain the truth and the reality of cyber space that is around there, right? So to make it more interactive, I want each one of you to at least not unmute yourselves, but at least you can just type down yes or no or the answers to the question in the chat box. So my very first question to all of you, is cyberspace an actual space? So how we have a space, for example, our bedroom, our kitchen, our home, the space around us. So is cyberspace an actual space? And I want to see the answers in the chat box below. See, the only aim is to make this session interactive, right? So more you people interact with me, it will be helpful for you all to understand this.
Good evening, sir. I Shrishti Ladkar. Uh, Cyberspace, I don't think it's a particular space. It must be a term which has a particular definition or something, but I really don't know what it is. But
Okay,
we
so
can't say it's a space
you're taking as
or
a one
area.
word conclusion. No, it's not, right?
Not. It's not.
Okay. Uh, Somebody is saying it's a virtual space created to connect many networks. Okay, but the only point is just try to answer yes or no. That is cyberspace an actual space? No, it's not. Okay. Anyone else want to I mean, the more you people will interact, the more it will be easy for you to actually understand the session. So no, it's not. Anyone can participate in, right? Anyone can participate, anyone can unmute and just type in the chat box that is cyberspace and actual space. So probably I don't know, I believe that it's 3:30 and you all people have taken lunch, so you should be energetic. And ज़्यादा खा लिया होगा तो आलस आता रहेगा, but then just try to interact, right? So this is how you'll enjoy the webinars. So let's move on further. In short, if you take a common answer from the people who have actually answered now, so people are saying no, cyberspace is not an actual space, right? But what if I say you that yes, cyberspace is an actual space? And the reason is yes, it is. Why? Now, to in order to explain this, I'll do a small funny thing, and like for you that probably you people will laugh at me, but in this way you can understand what is a cyberspace. So what I'll do is I'll just stop presenting the screen just for a minute, and I'll start my video cam, and just kindly let me know that am I visible or no. So am I visible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yes, yes, sir, you are
Now
visible.
you people will start laughing that why this guy is wearing a mask in the virtual webinar, right? It's not something that this guy is taken COVID very seriously. Social distance को कुछ ज़्यादा ही seriously ले लिया है इसने. But and I know you all must be thinking that is he mad to wear a mask in an online webinar? Like we are sitting at our home, he's sitting at his home. But you people were able to see the mask on my face, right? This is something that you can actually see in the reality that some person has wore a mask or no. But when it comes to the cyber world, you actually cannot see who is behind the mask and is the person wearing a mask or no, right? So this is how the cyber world works. Reality may you people come to know that okay, he's wearing a mask, probably he's gone crazy. But in the cyber world, it is extremely difficult to determine that the person is wearing a mask or no. If yes, 90% of the time when it comes to the cyber criminals, yes, they do. And if they are wearing a mask, who is the real person behind the mask? This is not something that you can come to know in the cyberspace. To add up to this point, many of you are on Instagram or on Facebook, right? So I just want any one of you as a coordinator. Probably, I think females are the ones who are most active on the social media platforms, because we boys, don't like to click selfies and take photographs and upload. As of me, I don't like that much. But I just want any one of you to coordinate and just say me that, are you on Instagram? Any one of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are. So approximately how many followers you have on Instagram?
400.
I have 288.
833.
Yeah, so more than 100, that's for sure, right?
Yes.
Now, how many photographs you have uploaded, or do you post your photographs on Instagram?
Not
I
much.
do.
Yeah, like so when I talk, I think, yeah, Srishti is answering. So she's saying that she posts photos on Instagram, right? And you have around 250 followers. Take it as an approximate. So if tomorrow you post your one photograph on Instagram, how many people actually do like it? So how number of likes that you get approximate on each photograph,
Maybe 100 or 150.
right? Minimum 100 for sure. Now tell me, if tomorrow you take a photograph of yourself and you upload it on Instagram, right? And you just get 5 likes, 5 or 10 likes. Do will you take it in a strange way, or you will think something is wrong or something is weird?
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
take it in a wrong way.
right.
Like,
So you actually got to hear from a real-time example that you need to understand that cyberspace is an actual space. The only reason for this is that, first of all, we people are living in the cyberspace more in today's time rather than in the reality, and especially during the COVID times. Our half of the day or even more is going in that virtual space around us, the cyberspace, the online, the social media, right? And the reason I'm calling it as an actual space, because today cyberspace is actually affecting the way you behave and the way you act in the real space. This is what I was trying to say you. If tomorrow, um, a girl, who answered me, she posts her photo on Instagram, and she's saying that if I get a few amount of likes, or jitne likes मेरे को हमेशा मिलते हैं, if I get less than that, then it will affect me. It will not, I'll think it in a strange way. Why? Because the cyberspace is now actually affecting her in the real world. So cyberspace is actually playing with us and is affecting our behavior, is affecting the way we live, is affecting our lifestyle in the real world. So it's not even an actual space, but it is the cyberspace who is deciding our mood today in the real world. अगर ऑनलाइन किसी से कुछ झगड़ा हुआ है या ऑनलाइन किसी ने आपको अब्यूज किया है, इफ somebody has abused you, सारी फ्रस्ट्रेशन घर पे निकलती है. Why? Because that thing has actually affected you in the real world, right? So the answer was yes, the cyberspace is an actual space. But why we are actually dealing with all this, and why was this kind of a question? So let's go ahead in the presentation. So the point is, when we are talking about cyberspace, a very important thing that comes in our mind is privacy and security. But to be very honest, in cyberspace today, privacy is just a myth and security is just an illusion, right? So there is nothing called as privacy in the cyberspace today, and security is just an illusion. The point is, wherever you go today in the online world, you are leaving your footprints behind. For example, you go into a muddy place where there is a lot of mud, and you come back home and you walk around the tiles in your building, or in your veranda. You can see there are mud footprints that are there, means your legs are dirty, right? But in the cyberspace, you are leaving footprints behind at each and every moment you are entering that space. So privacy is first of all not an option over there, and how we are going to understand in this session. Now, when I talk about privacy, I'll tell you a sad, or you can say the dark reality, that the moment you turn on your mobile data, your privacy is at stake. Can you imagine this? Like, you're just turning on the mobile data and your privacy is not that. I mean, like, your privacy is not there. Can anyone tell me Any example of this heard anywhere? Yes or no?
Sir, network is shared. Network and means personal files are shared
Okay.
unknowingly. Unknowingly.
Okay, that's a thing when somebody is actually hacking in your device or without your consent, your files are uploading somewhere. Now, I'll just switch to the next slide. And have you seen this kind of scenes? When you turn on your mobile data, this is something, a pop-up that you get. Yes, that you can see.
Yes, sir.
You all are
Yes, sir.
using WhatsApp, right? So at that moment you turn on your mobile data, this kind of pop-up, you know, comes in your notification panel. Or if you are using Google Maps, or you contribute in the Google places, you review the places. Have you seen this kind of, for example, you went in a restaurant today, and your mobile data is turned off, right? Because you want to eat. Why you want the mobile data turned on? Or even if it's turned on, you go into the restaurant, you come out of the restaurant, meanwhile you are on the way or you are at home again, you can get this kind of pop-up that how was XYZ restaurant. This doesn't happen with everyone, but yeah, this is there. So the point is how WhatsApp comes to know that your mobile data is turned on. How the Google Maps came to know that you have visited that place. Did Google Map ask you that are you going to this place or no? Or did you say to the Google Map that I am going to this place? No, right? It is something very funny. But then Google Map knows that you have been into this place, right? And it is asking you that you have been into that place. Now let us know how was this place. But the point is, I don't know that why the Google Map knows that I'm here or I'm there. That's the point. Then this article was recently shared a few days ago on social media. It was viral. Facebook used phone camera for spying on Instagram users. Now, how many of you think that having an iPhone, your privacy is secure? Just
Not at all.
exactly, not at all. Like the people who are there, iPhone, it's Apple, it's secure, it's private. Privacy is no way linked to the device or to the asset that you are using. Now, this article which you can read in the over here, Facebook used the phone. Here it has not written phone, but if you actually go and find the article on the web, you can search it on. The phone is nothing but an iPhone, right? So Facebook was using iPhone camera for spying on Instagram users, and Facebook now hiring, no need to apply, we already have all your data. Like it's kind of a meme, right? Now, if I talk about privacy, you have been using Facebook, and Facebook has Instagram also, and WhatsApp is also Facebook, and Facebook has all other services, many other services. Just tell me in the chat box or just unmute yourself before signing up on Facebook. When you created an account on Facebook, there was a term known as privacy policy, or the letter of agreement or the terms and conditions. How many of you actually read it?
I just clicked on agree and went forward.
You read the entire privacy policy?
No, I didn't. I just clicked the option. I just scrolled the screen and
You just
I just
scroll down the screen, you just tick mark the option and continue.
yes,
And
sir.
see, this privacy policy keeps on changing, right? So even if you read today, tomorrow they'll change, no guarantee. But the point is, what is there one point in the Facebook privacy policy, that even if you don't have an account on Facebook, even if you don't have an account, still Facebook can use your data and give it to the US. This is what Facebook says, right? So just imagine you're not using their service at all. You're not on Facebook, but still they have a right to collect your data and sell it into the US. So now just imagine where your privacy actually lies. So the ultimate point is information is power and data is the wealth. And this is a common dialogue that you could have heard, in the movies and all. Information is power, right? So when I talk about
Yes.
this information, we will come to that point that what is this information basically and how it is actually even going. But before that, we will do a small amazing demo. We will actually go and meet your spy best friend, your best spy friend. You can call it anyway. And probably by seeing the logo, you can come to know that who is that friend of yours. You all know about Google, right? It is a daily asset to our life now. Google and Google services, Play Store. So हम बोलते हैं ना Google is secure. Yeah, Google is secure. But do you know Google is not only your best friend, but Google is also your best spy friend. And we will just see it, this thing now on the screen, right? So what I'll do, I'll just switch my account and I'll type Google account activity. I don't know how many of you actually know this, but if you're signed in a Google account, if you have a Google account and if you go on this page, myactivity.google.com, I'll just turn on the dark color because in your phone and in your laptop, it will load up something like this, right? Web app and activity on, location history on, and YouTube history on. Now you people might be thinking that it is turned on, so what? And even if it's turned on, then it's your mistake that you turned it on. But let me clear one thing. When you created a Google account, it was showing you this privacy policy and all these things. You didn't read it. In that it was written that we will turn it on. There's a reason it is on. And in most of the cases, in your cases also, it will be turned on. And you know what's the advantage of this? I'll just show you. If I click on web app and app activity, if you see today, okay, I'll click on view items. Today, at this time, you visited this website. Google Play Store, at this time, some notification was shown. You visited this website. Use Truecallers. Now tell me one thing. Your Google account is also linked with your Android smartphone, right? Or your normal smartphone. The point is, you use Truecaller and all these apps in your smartphone. So basically, see, Samsung Galaxy A50s. Today at 12:39 p.m. with the time, exact time, in which device and what did you open. It is showing over here. You used Microsoft Teams, you used LinkedIn, you used Canva, you used Gmail, and this is just for today. If you actually go down, yesterday, see YouTube is there. At which device you watched YouTube. In fact, you can also come to know that which videos you saw. This is all about Google. You opened Instagram yesterday. How many times? Which time? Via which device? Everything is there. Then you open Gmail. You open Samsung One UI Home. And what is this Samsung One UI Home? You know, whenever you unlock a phone, there is a phone launcher that you use. So Samsung One UI Home is a launcher used by Samsung. In short, Google is saying me that this is a time when you unlocked your smartphone. You opened WhatsApp, you opened Hike, you visited Apple Store, and the list goes on and on and on and on continuously. Right? See, as I was saying, in YouTube, what video at what time did you even saw? That is also coming right in front of the screen. Now, just try this thing in your Google account after this session, and you'll be shocked to find that okay, this is a thing that is being stored by Google, and this was all about the normal activity. If you go to location history, okay, and you can actually, what you can do is you can see on the timeline. I'll just again turn off the dark mode. It doesn't matter that you are using Google Maps or no. You have accepted the terms and conditions, right? So let us choose the year of 2019 in the month of September, and let's see. On September 2019, on 3rd September, Tuesday, let us see where was I. See, where did you went, where you were not there, where did you go? Everything is there in front of your screen. If you had taken photographs that day, that is also there. You were driving, where did you go, where did you stop? Now I don't know why it's showing me Agarwal Seer bar, because I was not, like, I'm not drinking, I'm not that kind of guy, right? But yeah, there are some technical glitches that are going around, because see, for example, if you stop somewhere, probably I had stopped for someone for some reason, and near that area this bar must be famous, so it showed me that you had went inside that bar even if you didn't. This is a point that Google does. This is how it actually predicts that how and where did you go. You went with a motorcycle, you went with a car, you went walking. Everything is clearly visible, and it's of 2019, it's not of this year. And if you go again to the August, it will show you everything. See, probably I also don't know, but on 20th of August I had went to Bombay and I don't even know that. See, so the point is, now many of you people might be shocked and surprised to see this, that is it real? Yeah, it is real, and you can do this thing with your own Google account today after this webinar. So the point is that you and we all believe that our privacy is there, we are secure and all. But just imagine Google alone. I'm not even saying of Facebook, I'm not even saying of WhatsApp, Instagram, or any other third party apps or any other third party services that you use. Google alone itself has so much amount of data of yours, and you can actually download this data. There is an option to download this data in that My Activity page only. You can choose to download this data, and to be very honest, you will be shocked to know that Google says it can actually take up days to download this data, because it's in GBs and GBs and 10 GB and 15 GB and 5 GB, 6 GB. So just imagine the amount of data Google has. Now imagine if your Google account was created around 4-5 years ago, until now you're using it. Probably a 16 GB pen drive will be even less to store that data. But this much data Google has. So the point is, Google alone itself is having so much of data. So when you actually think the dark reality, dark side, that how much data other services or other third party apps are actually storing, and the point is, okay, it's Google, you can be a bit okay, yeah, even if it's data, even if it's my data, but it's secure, right? But this is not the point. We will actually prove this thing in a while. But the point is, if you're using some services, third party services which are not secure enough, then your data is not your data, it is public data, it is public property then. And this is the truth, and this is the reality. That's why the term data breach exists, because when you are actually using third party services which are actually not safe or are hacked, or in some day they get some vulnerabilities in them, your data is no more a data, it's a public data then. Now just imagine, that's the reason our Indian government and all people are warning about the Chinese apps and TikToks and all, right? So just imagine the amount of data of ours that is went to China. You all must have used cam scanner for scanning your college documents and all, right? Now it is banned. But just imagine if a Chinese app like Cam Scanner, you were using it so frequently, probably you could have scanned your Aadhaar cards and all that using Cam Scanner. And what if the data is stored in the China? So how? Terrifying, right? Now let's go one step further. I just want any one of you to answer me Okay, this was all about Google and all those stuff. But when it comes to data, when it comes to information, what do you think that who is the best source of information? Which, what is the best source of information?
For me, it's Google only
No, there
because
is,
whatever
okay, so you're
whatever I
saying Google.
search, yeah, because whatever I search or any meaning I want, I go for Google.
Okay. I'm not saying of that information that you search on online. I'm asking the information, all about your information. Okay, I'm just requesting, the person who have not muted, just kindly mute them. Yeah. So I'm saying about the information that, you know, you are actually showcasing and the information that you own. What do you think the best source of that information? It's not Google. It's not even Facebook. So what I'll do is I'll just answer. The best source of information for hackers and in the cyberspace is you yourself. And this might be quite surprising or funny or something that you will be like, ah, he's saying anything, right? But I'll just show you some examples of this. Are you one of them? Probably you could have seen this kind of scenes on Instagram and the bio of some different kind of people of Instagram. Punekar, adult 19. Zakir Khan, Love mostly Saint Saint Mira School, SP College, now VIIT MTech or something, right? Born to give national holiday on 26 Jan. What do you can conclude by this? You can actually conclude that the age of the person is 19. The person is living in Pune. The person, have some interest in Zakir Khan and mostly sane. The person was in which school, is now in which college, and St. Mira's is a girl school. So probably she's a girl, right? Obviously she's a girl, probably because Mira is a girl school. Then she went to SP college and now she is in this college. And she was born to give a national holiday. That simply means that she is born on 26 Jan. And if she is 19, then it's 26 Jan 2000. 26/01 2000. Same goes with this case. 26 December 98, 21 sweetheart, stay classy, stay loyal. The birth has been disclosed. And these are the highlights that you people give. Your family, your mood, your basics when you're listening to music, your love, your year, right? So the point is, if you're happy, you'll post. If you're sad, you'll post. If you went out, you'll post. So tomorrow, if you're feeling happy, okay, why not to post a photo on Instagram? I'm happy, feeling happy. You'll add a story. If you're sad, you'll just take up a quote on Google. You'll download some quote. You'll just apply that emotional, sad facing emoji. You'll post that. If you went outside, you'll post that also, and not on that day, in advance, that hello guys, hello, I'm going to this place. And when you are at that place, that time also you post. And when you come back home, after visiting that place, that time also you post. And it's not of some long trip. Even if we go to a garden nearby with a friend, we picture went to this Savitri Bai Phule garden and Sarasbag. If you are bored, you post. If you don't want to post, still you post. Right? So probably if you are one of them, you can correlate yourself. The point is, it's us who is giving the tremendous amount of information to others and to the hackers, to the cyber criminals. The point is, if you are happy, then okay, that's great, be happy. If you are sad, nobody is concerned except for your mom and dad. When you'll actually be somewhere in a point that you'll need help, your 200, 400 Instagram followers won't come and help you, but it will be your mom and dad who will come and help you, who are actually building the future for you. If you are going out, go enjoy, but you are not only posting, but you are also tagging other persons. So probably if I am not able to hack you, but you're tagging a person, for example, tomorrow I went with Himanshu, for example, he's one of your classmate. Like he's not one of your classmate. Basically, he was one of your ex-student at this college. The person who who told and requested the teachers to organize this workshop. So tomorrow, if I go out with Himanshu in a garden and I post it, after a few days I again go to a restaurant with him and I post it. So what can I conclude? That this person is close to me and he is one of my good friend. So if the hacker is not able to hack me, there is a chance that the hacker will able to hack him and take out the information. So we ourselves are giving a lot of information about ourselves, and we will actually see that how this information is used in hacking the human mind via social engineering. These are the 4 steps that as an hacker I would take if I want to hack you. Number 1 is convincing the target. Number 2 is the digital trust asset. Number 3 is the cyber psychology. And number 4 are the attack methods. This is what known as social engineering. Now these 4 steps you won't find anywhere on the internet because I have myself designed it. Okay. So what is social engineering? Engineering means to change, to recreate, to reinvent. Social means the social life. So in short, social engineering simply means playing with the human mind, hacking the human mind. So what the hacker does is it first convinces the target. How they can convince? Very easily. You yourself have given the likes and dislikes. If you don't like vada pav, you will not post. But if you like burger pizza, you will post it. Means you are interested in burger pizza. See, anything that is of your interest, anything that is of your like or dislike, if not of dislike, but anything is in your favor or something that you like, will convince you 110%. This is the human psychology, right? So probably you yourself are saying your likes and dislikes to others. So convincing you is the very first step that the hacker does, the very first engagement point. Then number 2, digital trust asset. Now, how many of you actually know that I am Urvesh? I mean, I'm really, my name is Urvesh or something else. Anyone knows it?
No.
The point
No,
is,
sir.
the teacher or me, myself, the college faculties, or I myself, I'm calling myself as Urvesh. Does that mean I am Urvesh? The, this is what I was trying to explain, that if I was, now people say that, you all have heard that, in real life, trust banana बहुत मुश्किल होता है. नहीं. The point is, in the cyber world today, it is very easy to build the cyber trust rather than building the reality trust. So yeah, obviously that's the true that agar I am meeting you in real life, it will take more time for me to build up that trust of myself among you. But in the cyber world, you can easily get convinced and you can easily trust anyone. This is the power of cyber world. So today I am seeing myself as Urvesh. You won't be going and cross verifying that information because you're trusting. हाँ बोला है मतलब होगा ही. It's not that. I could be anyone, right? So the point is, actually I'm Urvesh only. Don't just cross verify information, right? I'm Urvesh only. But the only point that I was trying to conclude is, in the cyber world today, trust is not a big thing. And the very best key in a relationship is honesty. In the cyber world, in social engineers and hackers fake that honesty. And if you can fake that honesty, you are in this cyber world. So what they do is they make a digital trust asset that is there, that you trust them. Third step is cyber psychology. They now see the person who is actually able to guide you. If you are taking some decision, you want somebody to guide you on that decision. Who can do that? That can only be done by the person whom you actually trust. If anyone is able to change your decision, is anyone who is able to change your mind, then that person is the one whom you trust. So what they do, convince you, make a DTA, that is a digital trust asset. They play with your psychology. Why? Because you are trusting them now. And then that is a point when they attack you. Let's discuss this, okay? We'll play a small exercise of social engineering. And social engineering is not only in cyber world, okay? It is in reality also. Now, I want at least every one of you now to in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself and give answer to a few of my questions. That have you seen or have you heard, people using their name in their passwords?
Yes, with
Yes.
including numbers and all
Yeah. So,
stuff.
for example, if I am, for example, Vaibhav. If, for example, consider me as Vaibhav, and my birth date is 11. So it could be V capital, VAIBHAV, V capital Vaibhav 11, or Vaibhav 2001, Vaibhav 11 2001. It could be, right? Have you seen, like, have you noticed this,
Yes,
right? Or, Vaibhav
Yes, sir.
dot 2001, or it could
Yes.
be Vaibhav 01
In
001.
Roman.
Yeah, in Roman numbers, or, mobile numbers as the password. Or, there are different combinations: V bada, A chota, I bada, camel casing, right? So inverse casing and all those stuff, you have seen it. Then have you seen, people using their friend's name, or the, person whom they, like and all that,
yes,
nonsense stuff, using their names as their passwords?
yes,
Yes. Now, I don't know why people are not interacting in this webinar, but if you actually try this exercise with a group of large audience where, people are interacting, the point is, if out of 100, if, people are saying yes, 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 I've seen this, I've seen this, that means those are the ones who have actually done it. Why? Because you are being excited. Yes, yes, I know that. Yes, I've seen this. Yes, I know it. Means you're getting excited. If you're getting excited, why? Because you're able to correlate yourself with that situation. Means I'm able to convince you. And if I'm able to convince you, you'll trust me and you'll say yes. And the person who are saying yes, majority are the ones who have actually done it. And now what I can do is, I can take those list of those persons. I can take their, data. How can I take that data? That person have him or herself given that data on social media. कितने बजे बॉर्न हुए, कभी बॉर्न हुए, कौन से साल में बॉर्न हुए, क्या अच्छा लगता है, क्या अच्छा नहीं लगता है. What I'll do, I'll make a big 200, 300, 500 word dictionary. I'll start attacking that dictionary against your username. Because you have said, yes, it could be a chance that you have done it. So what I did over here, I did social engineering. I played with the human mind, right? This is how hackers have been doing in this. And let's go more deep now. Okay. What I'll do is, I'll showcase you something amazing. Probably you won't have seen, or even if you would have seen, then it will be quite amazing to see once more. So let's do a small demo, and let's go to Camfish. And here I'll start a tool. Just bear with me for a few minutes. Okay. And what I'll do is, I'll randomly go to YouTube. Till that time, I'll choose this option. I'll go to YouTube wishing. Okay, now before I actually show you, I want you people to say me that what is the maximum amount of links that you get? Is it of YouTube, or is it some kind of good morning, good night, festival wishes and all those things?
YouTube.
Google News.
YouTube.
So YouTube, right? For example. So now let us consider any video. Okay, for example, this one.
does more
I'm not
than
interested in this video, but I'm interested to show you something else. What I'll do is I'll copy this YouTube ID of this video and I'll paste over here. And now in a moment or so, I'll get a link which can be customized, which I'll also show you. Don't worry. See, I have a link over here in front of me. What I'll do is I'll try to customize this link in a way. I'll try to just, add up something that the people can believe it now. What I'll do is I'll go back. Okay. And what I'll do is the link that I had got, I'll just copy this link address and I'll paste over here. And now you could be just thinking कि ये क्या कर रहा है, but just bear with me for a minute or so. Now, and what I'll do is I'll now choose YouTube link, original YouTube link. Okay, probably this one is the original YouTube URL. I'll paste it over here and I'll choose Alan Walker amazing song, and I got some kind of link. Now this kind of links you actually get on your WhatsApp, on social media and all those kind of things. See, I'll click on this link. Probably there is some mistake, so there is some error, that is the link is not working. But what I'll do, I'll just try to open this link now. Okay, yeah, so there is one hyphen over here that I gave by mistake, so that's the reason it's not working. But for example, I open this link now. See, the video is there in the background, right? And just imagine if this link you open in your smartphone and it loads up, and okay, so YouTube is asking me for some permission. It is asking for your camera. Okay, allow. And at times what happen, if you are in your mobile phone, accidentally गलती से वो allow पे click हो भी जाता है, right, in a hurry. And now I'll play this video. Seems fine, it is playing. Now let us see what is happening in the background. I'll just close this link. What is the IP address? You can see my IP address, and one more amazing thing I'll show you. Okay, if you actually see in the back end that what was going on actually, see this, it actually took it access my laptop camera and took snapshots, photos from my laptop camera and gave it in the hacker's terminal. So assume that this is the hacker who is doing it. And if this kind of links you get it in your smartphone, in your Android mobile, intentionally, unintentionally you click on allow, that means just by sending one link that is looking legitimate, the link is perfectly all right and the link is working, the link can be customized, right? Just by clicking on a link and accessing a link, your smartphone camera can be hacked. That is what you saw in live in front of your screen as a demo, right? So this is how hackers have been doing. Let's go one step further than this. Okay, these are the normal things, right, the common ones. What I'll do, let's go one step further, and so just again bear with me for a minute or so, and let us choose what we should choose. Okay, so probably I want Instagram. Let's try. Or else we can do one more small exercise with this, one more small demo. Okay, so yeah, now I want you people to get a blue badge on Instagram. Now just tell me how many of you people are actually interested to get a blue badge on Instagram.
Not
I am.
interested.
And what if I say you that just by using hacking technique, I can give you a blue badge on Instagram? Do you think it's possible?
Yes.
Yes?
It's possible by changing the codes.
No, no. I am saying of original legitimate blue tick. Forever you'll get a blue tick. You want it?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
I
So
think many people would be
yeah.
wanting
So
to
for
have a
example,
Bluetooth.
Srishti, I would like to just assist me for this exercise. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I will actually give you blue tick on Instagram by using hacking techniques. Okay.
That won't affect my account, right? After this.
No, it won't. Just bear with me
Okay.
for a minute or more, and
Yes, sir.
yeah, I'll actually give you a blue tick. How many Instagram accounts do you have? One or two?
I have two, but I
Do
have
you know the password
deactivated
of both?
one. No, I remember the password of one account.
So do one thing. Do one thing. You just visit this link. I'm writing this link in the chat box. You just visit this link. Use your Instagram account, the one you don't remember the password. Even if you don't remember the password, type any password, and still you will get a blue tick. Okay. Don't use the one
Sir,
that you
it
are
is known
using.
as phishing.
No, the point is she wants a blue tick, and here we are doing a blue tick. So Srishti, just try to just access that link, and it will lead you to a blue tick verification page,
Yes, sir.
right? So use that account of which you don't remember the password. So
Yeah,
even if you don't know the password, you'll still get a blue tick on that account.
yeah, I'm trying, sir.
Yeah, so the link is working, right?
Yeah, it's working. It's asking me for my Google account password.
Yeah, it's for verification. Like
Yeah,
just
and
enter
I don't
anything, just
remember
enter
that.
anything random.
Okay.
Probably I don't think so. The thing is working. Is the link active? Like, are you able to use that link?
Yes, when I clicked on it, it's showing me to it's verify that it's you, and it's showing me my Google account. So I clicked on next. Now I have to enter my password for the Google account.
Yeah, just enter anything
So
random.
yeah, I did enter, but it's showing that it's the wrong password.
Okay. So I don't know why you're not able to do this. So what I'll do is I'll just try to open that link in my and let's let's see if I was at that place, what would be the conclusion. So this is a kind of a page that you got in front of your screen, right?
No, I didn't get this one.
Okay, I'll click on login. Then you got this something like this or no?
No, I just got my Google account and nothing else. And it was asking me for my password.
Okay, so what I'll do is there could be that two tools are running
Yeah,
simultaneously.
I had two Gmail.
No, no, like I am saying of my system, probably there are two tools that were running in my system simultaneously. So that could be the reason that you were not able to verify. But just give me a minute or so, and I'll again give you a link that will work 110%. Okay, and now just try again to get a blue badge. You will get a blue badge. Just don't worry. Okay, this trick will work. Yeah, here is the link, and just kindly just try to do it quick. Is the link working?
It's showing the same thing, sir.
Yeah, just enter some data like the Instagram, the account that you want your Instagram, but the second one of you don't remember the password and enter any password, any random
No,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. It's not showing me Instagram. It's showing me my Gmail.
Okay, it's not showing you Instagram, right? So
Oh,
did you receive this kind of any page, Instagram verify batches?
no, I didn't.
Okay, so there could be
I got this kind of a page.
yeah, you
I
got it,
clicked
right?
on the link.
So probably many of you will get this kind of link where it will say you to do this thing that you have Instagram batch verification. If anyone is opening the link again and again, just kindly close it. That's the reason the link is not working, right? So I just need to recreate the links again and again. That's the problem. Yeah, so basically you entered Sakshi underscore something and the password was something Reena, right? If anyone has entered that and if it's the original password, kindly just change it. The point is your username and password is now in this system. So the point was, this is how using social engineering, hackers actually lure users. They actually attack the users, they actually manipulate it, and in a way they say, okay, this is a thing that you'll get, and the account are compromised. And it's not just something abhi tum log bologe, you people will say the URL is something odd and all that. We can still customize the URL. Also, we can insert this URL in a mobile app. In a mobile app, the URL won't be seen, it will be hidden. You will think it is a mobile app that will give you blue tick, but it will be this kind of page which is known as phishing. Okay, phishing attack, and it will actually steal your usernames and password, right? If you take it one more step ahead, are your online lectures going on?
Yes.
They are
Yes,
going
sir.
on,
Yes.
right? Now what we will do is, I'll just close this thing and I'll show you something amazing. Okay, so you probably must be getting notes and everything on your WhatsApp groups and all, right?
Kind of.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you get and sometimes you don't, but this is a thing, there is a common thing that you get documents, you get PDF files, right? And you have to
Yes.
if somewhere you have to submit, although you are in a junior college, but if in case you have to submit your resume, all that stuff, right? You have to upload your PDF documents, somebody sending you some PDF documents, right? So what we'll
Yes.
do is, we'll see how nice these documents are actually, right? So I'll just open this tool again. Yeah, it's there. And what we'll do is, I'll just try to show you something amazing. And now before just showing you, I'll just delete this file. And this is the PDF file, right? I'll just open this PDF file. It's opening like a normal PDF. Do you agree?
Yes.
It's a normal
Yes, sir.
PDF file. It's nothing but it's my own resume, right? And what I'll do is, I'll just create one more resume of myself again, now in front of you. Okay, I'll take this file, I'll take my resume. Okay, and this is something that hacker doesn't do in front of you. This is something that the hacker already has prepared. And Urvesh resume. See, and this is also my resume only in a PDF file. And I'll open this. Working
Yes, sir.
normal, right? A PDF file, the same. But
Same.
when
Yes,
I
sir.
open this PDF file, assume that this PDF file, I sent it to you, no warning, no pop-up, no quick heal, no antivirus, nothing. You open this PDF file, And something I got in this terminal, which is nothing but I actually hacked your entire system. And what I can do is I can send you file, I can monitor, see, I can click on remote desktop, and in a way I can actually see what's going on here in front of your screen. I can see your screen. Then I can also steal your username and passwords. I can see your file manager, in the sense that I can steal your files from your system. Also, apart from that, what it could be done, I can also hijack your webcam. So the camera, I think so it's working on, because I have multiple devices connected, so it couldn't work as well, right? But in case, it can also hijack your entire front camera, right? Then I can just do anything I want in your system. So just you downloaded a normal PDF file, you opened it, and what I did, all I need to do is just a small amount of social engineering, right? That this is an important file or something, and you are just a one click away to download it. And this is how your entire privacy, your entire security is compromised. Khalas, finish, right? And now, if you anyway occur into a cyber crime of a situation where you are a victim, always remember one thing. You should always remember one thing, that the person who has attacked you is not somebody from the outside or some from America. The person who is actually attacking you, 80 to 90% of the time, it is a person who is in your own circle. Why? Because he or she is the person who knows about you, who has your information, who convince you, who has the digital trust asset, who can play with your cyber psychology and attack you. And this is what hackers also do, right? So this was about that, like how secure you are, or so the point is, it is 80% or 70% of our mistake in this today world, that we are giving our information. First of all, you should never trust this kind of services that you are using, because privacy is at stake. Second thing, you are actually exposing. Now just imagine, for example, Srishti was there, and in a way, for Instagram, instead of Instagram, I sent her a Gmail link, right, with a security warning or something, and she actually entered her Gmail credentials, and I hacked into it. You saw that Google is your best friend, right? So just imagine, if I am able to hack in your Gmail account, I can actually hack into your entire life, because you're alone. Your only one Gmail account will say me everything about you. That's it. WhatsApp, Facebook, other, वो सब तो बाद में है. So the point is, we should always come to know that where our digital footprints are going, and what footprints we are leaving behind in this cyber world. That's the point you people need to understand, right? So now, just as a point of awareness or kind of a thing, what I'll do is, so what is the conclusion and what is the remedy? You remember the aim of Anti-Cybercrime Society, Suraksha, Jagrukta and Shakti? Just recall it. Security, awareness and power. Keep security, keep monitoring your privacy settings and the data you share with others to be secure. This is very important stuff. You should always work around the privacy options in the social media pages, and what is the best suiting for you, just choose it. Awareness. Stay up to date in the cyber world and become cyber aware about the latest news and stuff in the cyber world. It doesn't matter you are from commerce, art, science. Even if you're in commerce, you use Tally, right? You use email. Even if you're in arts, you still use email and you still use the digital asset, and everything is going digital. So even if you're from any field or branch, you should be able to make yourself updated with the latest trends and news that are going around. And power. After security and awareness, improvising your security and data you share, and keep changing your passwords to stay powerful and secure from the bad actors, that is nothing but the hackers, right? So this is it is the story behind our aim, that how our aim was formed actually, right? So if you want a conclusion, just recall this aim, and these are the steps that you need to follow up. And this was all about the today's session and today's webinar. If possible, we could just have 5 to 10 minutes Q&A kind of a thing. If you have, oh, so there is a spelling mistake. Yeah. So if you have any kind of doubts, you can reach up to my email, or you can also go and visit our website. So before I actually officially conclude this presentation, if you actually visit our website, there are two amazing things. I mean, the entire website is amazing and you'll find it useful. But the two things that you should know, that number one is we have a cyber crime report portal at our website. It is not the government subsidized, but it is a private investigation initiative in collaboration with the cyber agents. They are our community partners, and you can report your cyber complaints over here. Also, we have an anti-phishing portal. All this kind of fake websites, fake links, all the links that you get, spin the wheel to win an iPhone, free shoes of Adidas, spam websites. You can come and report those spam websites on our website, and we will take action against it. Also, as a student, we are always open for internships also. If not internships, you can submit your project, your ideas, right? Your research papers in the R&D wing and get an appreciation for it, right? Do visit the website and stay connected on us with our social media pages, so that you can get, so you can be updated with us, and this type of awareness you can get from us only, right? Right. So this was all about today's webinar, and I really thank once again the entire, all the faculties, my friend Himanshu, and you all for joining this for this amazing session. I thank all the teachers as well, and the entire school and the junior college. And if anyone have any doubts, if the faculties allow us, then we could have a small 5 to 10 minutes Q&A.
Sir, I had a question for you.
Yeah,
Yeah?
sure.
Sir, so basically, what should I do to prevent for being mentally get attached to these things? I mean, how do I get out of these things?
Yeah, a good
There
question.
must be
So
something.
see, you need to understand one thing, that there is an obsession inside us, that we need to take this social media with us. But just tell me one thing, Christy, that tomorrow if something happens to you, it won't happen. Okay, if tomorrow something happens to you, and in a case you are on a bed rest, out of your 280 followers, can you just say me how many followers will come and be with you in the bed, or come and meet you?
The number is even less than 10, but yeah,
The
that's
point
right.
is,
No one
the
can
only
come.
conclusion is that you need to understand that it's only you and your parents, and it's your life, that how to deal with it, right? Tomorrow if you face in any encounter kind of this kind of situation, the point is nobody except for your parents will be there, and nobody except for your mother will be there with in front of you and crying for you. All this is just a myth. It's just a fake thing, just to gain name. The point is, even if you occur in this kind of cyber, when I'm talking to cyber crime or cyber world, the the thing is, you shouldn't be scared. You should come up and you should say मेरे साथ ये हुआ है. The more you scare, the more the other person will make you scared. This is how the cyber psychology works, right? Try to involve in other activities. Just keep a time out of your social media kind of things, right? Just give time to yourself and other activities. Just try to see what your parents need. See, you are right now in a studying age. You are in an age that your parents are feeding you. You are being paid for your fees by your parents. Tomorrow once you graduate, it will be you, which is your responsibility to fulfill your parents stomach and dreams, right? So you should always just think in one way, that this is a thing. Okay, there is a thing that you should need. ये चलता है, होता रहता है. But apart from that, this is not the life which I am living. This is not the thing that I want to live. This social media, this Instagram, this Facebook isn't my life. It is just an time pass thing that is adding up to into my life. That's it. So this is my personal opinion, right?
Thank you, sir. I'll see to it if I
Yeah,
can get out of it.
definitely.
I'll try.
If at any point of time, you can also reach out to us for any kind of assistance, right? if you're not comfortable in sharing those things with somebody else, you can, definitely catch up with me or somebody else from my team, and just express yourself. We'll actually try to help you. Any more doubts? Just kindly one request: if you don't have doubts, it's okay. But one thing that do for sure, that before exiting the meeting, just kindly let me know that how was the session. Did you even enjoy? Just it will help me and our team to analyze the feedback so that we can improve, right? So kindly just let me know your valuable suggestions.
Very helpful.
It
Thanks.
was quite shocking to know so many things are going on behind my back. So I'll see to it that I don't do these things anymore now. And that is because of you, sir. Thank you very much for that.
It's my pleasure. So I think nobody has any doubts, so we can just conclude the session.
Yes,
Good
sir.
evening.
Good evening.
On behalf of entire Guru Nanak Public School and Junior College, I'm Mrs. Sumaya. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and experience with our students. Once again, thank you for your valuable guidance. It is really helpful for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye all, take care, right? And stay safe and stay alert.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.